there'd be a lot of poop in my hands. I've seen a 6-foot alligator go swinging through the air and slam into a tree.
These guys are the scientists of the supernatural, lecturers leaving lessons for inquiring laymen. They are applying the scientific method to a world that baffles science. They are the cryptids of the corn.
But who else has big black wings and red eyes?
Batman.
Oh, Mothman.
Oh yeah, Mothman.
A great white shark was stolen.
Oh, someone stole a shark?
I got stuff for you don't even know about.
She's a witch. She turned me into a newt.
Who knows? Anything could be possible. Anything could be possible.
It's really big abduction vibes.
Holy moly.
It sounds like you were abducted.
And it just stood up. I mean, it just like kept going and going. And she goes, what the?
Welcome back to Cryptids of the Corn podcast. Woohoo! I'm the great and powerful Mr. E.
And I'm J-Clone98.
Ooh. So, who else has big black wings and red eyes?
Oh, Batman.
No, Mothman.
Oh, yeah, Mothman.
Oh, 2 years ago now, almost?
When we first said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
It's been a long journey.
Roughly, yeah.
All right, so we're pretty much just going to try to speed through these rest of these sightings from 2018 to modern.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them in 2018, specifically in April, had a big chunk of them.
Ooh, chunk.
And we're just going to do like the headlines, you know.
It's one of my favorite words.
In the middle of this episode, though, we'll be reading the reviews and giving out the winner who won the gift card. Jay's going to pick. It's all on him.
What are you talking about?
We did the review contest.
Oh.
We're just doing the Apple, and then we'll do the Spotify ones next week.
Okay.
So we'll do Apple this week, Spotify next week.
I don't even remember announcing this.
You didn't. I did.
Oh, well, that explains
Well, you don't know
it.
anything.
I don't. I'm coming in blind to all these.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
January 28th, 2018. A woman reports a weird hybrid of a mix of an owl and bat-like creature outside of her home in Wilmington.
Owl bat.
Man, bear, pig, owl, bat.
Excelsior.
Yeah, so very classical, very similar to some of the other ones. This one is, last episode we talked about a bird-bat-man hybrid.
Right.
And this kind of fits that description, where it almost seems like it had a lot of avian features mixed in, though, with still the humanoid and
mammalian
bat, but
bat.
bat wings.
Yeah.
That's the big one. It's a real prominent feature, and there's the reason why is because they're terrifyingly big bat wings.
Oh, gosh. Don't scare and frighten me like that.
My hair just scared the hell out of me.
I seen you turn your head real fast.
Everybody at home, my hair's getting long enough to where it's like I got big curls, right? If anybody hasn't seen pictures, I have an afro and everything. One of my curls moved independently the rest of my head, and I thought it was something running past the window, and I about had a heart attack. Because the window is like 10 foot off the ground.
And every now and then I see a squirrel run by on that
You have
fence.
a different angle, though.
I know. But it's on the fence, but I can't really see the fence. I just see a squirrel go pew running by on top of it every now and then.
All right. February 2nd. 3 witnesses report a tall man with never trust a tall man. Anyways, they report a tall man with a very large black pair of wings and glowing ruby red eyes at Oak Park.
Tall man. There's no need to be.
Run.
Oh.
No, but this is fitting that tall man entity again, where it's like a giant, tall, lanky guy, almost like the Enderman from Minecraft, but with wings.
Okay. Yeah, frightening.
February 15th, 2018. All these are going to be 2018 until I say otherwise.
Okay.
A man leaving his truck at a truck stop near Washington-Illinois border reports a giant, skinny man with a large pair of wings and red eyes. So almost the exact same entity from
right.
2 weeks prior.
And from the last episode, that was described exactly the same way before.
Yes. A lot of people don't realize these truck stops in Chicago go up and around the highway, and they have like a little overpass, and there's food and bathrooms in the overpass, like
right.
restaurants and stuff.
Right.
And if you haven't been to Chicago, that's where a lot of these sightings are actually taking place.
Actually, I went to one of the last times I probably ever bought McDonald's was out in that area. And
Really?
It was one of the most disgusting.
I have the most opposite experiences at those. We would pick those out. They're called oases.
Yeah.
We'd pick them out on purpose to get food.
Oh my gosh.
Because generally the fast food there is, as far as fast food goes, is better, at least than the rest of the area.
I can agree with that in some situations.
But I never eat McDonald's anyways.
Right, yeah, same
Period.
here. Same here.
But like the KFCs are normally a little better.
Yeah.
The Chick-fil-A's are any of it is normally a little better, and the Oasis.
All I know is I went to this one. There was food on the floor. There was food everywhere, just laying. There was trash everywhere, and I was hungry, so I was waiting in line.
So you ate off the floor.
No, I mean it took about 45 minutes too to get my food. And
Remember, we ramble too much.
well, they can just deal with it. And I remember when I got to the car, I opened it up and I looked at the food, and I was like nope, and I just threw it on the ground.
That story was boring and pointless.
Well, I just don't go there. Don't eat in Illinois.
Don't eat McDonald's.
Just don't. Yeah, exactly.
Unless we
Boycott
have
McDonald's.
ads.
Nope, but we don't want them. Boycott them.
Unless they want to sponsor us.
Nope, I won't accept it. I'll burn it. I'll burn down this studio.
It's my house.
Yep, it's gone.
Which you got to get the new studio done. I'm putting you on air.
I'm aware.
7 months ago is when it was supposed to be done.
Yeah, but you know what? Some things they happen when they meant to happen.
March 29th, an investigator photographed an enormous bird 40 miles west of Chicago. That's another one of these blobs.
Oh,
So I'll try to post this one when it comes out too.
Okay.
But it's another one of these like blobs.
The blob.
April 10th, there's 2 sightings from a big group of witnesses. First one reports a winged creature with bat-like wings near Oak Park, another one of these hot spots. And then the next eyewitness was 2 witnesses reporting an owl man on Chicago's south side, so a pretty good distance apart from each other. But it's all in Chicago still.
Okay.
But one's the more bat-like creature, and one's the owl man.
Right.
Which, we haven't done an episode on it, but like the European owl man, and then the Lila Trusa, I think is how it's said in Mexican folklore, to where it's the owl woman.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, so owls have their own side. Owls and bats are both scary in their own ways.
Yeah, I can agree.
Ready for the next one? April 12th. 2 elderly women reported witnessing a dark-winged being vanish into West Lakeview. They seen this creature flying for a little bit, and it just kind of disappeared, almost phased out of reality.
Like that one from last episode.
Yes. April 13th, a couple in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, are reportedly terrified by a bat-like creature flying with large, glowing red eyes.
Screw that.
This was much more of the man style.
Okay.
May 1st, a man's parents reported a large winged humanoid flying above their trees behind their home in Wheeling, Illinois. So a couple of these are by elderly people. So this guy had come home to see his parents. This guy's an adult man.
Right.
And his parents are like, yeah, there's a giant winged man flying around the backyard.
It's like, okay.
And they're not like, as far as this report goes, they're not like dementia or nothing like
right,
they're not having mental. They're just like, can you go out there with a gun and chase it off?
Take care of this, please.
He did. And he was never seen again.
Yeah, I bet.
May 9th, a man on his way to work captures a bat-like creature flying on his GoPro camera. Later describes it as someone in a wingsuit. I can't find this. There's 2 videos coming up I cannot find.
Okay.
So it's just hearsay.
Okay.
But if I find them, I'll put them on the Wednesday post with this episode or in the description. Either or, like I've been trying to do with the photos on Facebook. It all goes on Facebook because I don't know how to do Instagram. Emily does all the Instagram.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I do not have an Instagram, so.
But it looks like somebody in a wingsuit. You ever seen these wingsuits for like cliff jumping and stuff like that?
Yes.
And that's what it looks like. It's literally a guy with like a membrane in between.
Aren't there people that do that too in like big cities? They'll jump off buildings and they'll glide, then they'll pull their chute.
Yeah, but normally there's like the chute gets pulled, and they don't glide very like the gliding is much more like graceful falling.
Right, falling with style.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this is like somebody like flying.
Well, that's not flying. It's falling with style.
In June 25th, the same year, video of a large flying creature is captured on a home security camera in Ruttle, Illinois.
Oh, that just reminded me of last night, actually.
Man, you're coming up with all the boring and
crazy, weird, stupid stories.
Yeah.
Well, last night I was sitting at the house and I heard sounded like a big truck or something coming down the road. You know, when you're in the country, you can kind of hear everything far away. Well, it was getting louder and louder. Then I'm like, oh, it's in our driveway, whatever this is. Then the whole house started shaking. And I was like, okay, looked out the window. Immediately when I looked out our window, there's this huge plane flying straight over our house.
Remember that happened to me like a month ago.
It happened to me last night. And it wasn't not far up. Like, it was very, very low.
I think it's with the UFOs over Lake Erie.
Yeah.
Because Wright Pat, I think it's the jets from Wright Pat.
It's got to be, it definitely was a jet. It was something, because it had the blinking, whatever, red or white light. I can't remember. I think the red light was blinking. But it had the red and white lights on it. I seen the two wings. You could hear the jet. And like I said, the whole house was shaking. It just reminded me of that. I don't know why, but must be something significant.
August. Investigator Mark Hugan twice reports a bat-like creature with glowing red eyes near his Hammond, Indiana home.
Okay. Another one.
Keep
saying that.
Late September. A man and his family report a flying creature with the body of a large monkey and wings similar to that of a bat on their front porch in Gary, Indiana, which is one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S.
Yeah, it's not a city you want to ever stop for gas in.
You will die. But now, apparently, there's flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz there.
Yes.
That's how they kind of describe this creature when they go through the report, like the flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz.
See, why were those incorporated in that story? I think there's something to those.
Because they were real. They just caught them.
Yeah, I think they were real.
So, October 26th, a married couple reported a winged humanoid resembling an extremely large owl in Ellipsis, Illinois.
Okay.
Very, very owl-like on this one. This is much more classical Mothman with the shape.
Yeah.
The round head versus the human head. December, a man driving his wife's car near Prairie Creek Reserve in Indiana reports a bat-like creature flying around with a obvious face.
An obvious face?
Like, it had human details on the face.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't like the big black shadow faces.
Gotcha.
But yeah. In Prairie Creek, we talked about 3 episodes ago now.
It's been, Jesus, it's flying by.
January 19th, 2019. So, these will all be 19 until I tell you otherwise.
All right.
A man reported avoiding collision with a 4 to 5 foot tall, grayish bluish creature with large wings similar to that of a bat while driving in Gary, Indiana.
Not Gary again.
But not super big.
Yeah.
And, it's like a creature with large wings similar to that of a bat. But yeah. Once again, more of these flying monkeys. February 22nd, a man in Woodstock, Illinois, reported a large winged being covered with dark fur, illuminated by the headlights of his car as it was crossing the road in the street in front of him.
This ain't the famous Woodstock.
No.
That's New York,
yeah,
right?
That's New York or New England somewhere. This is different.
Okay, just making sure.
A lot of Woodstocks.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so now you got me all thrown off. Oh, sorry. February 25th. A woman driving to work near Darren, Wisconsin, reportedly terrified by a near miss with what she called a flying witch.
A near miss.
So we've talked about this several times where these things get caught in front of our vehicles.
Yeah.
She describes this thing as like a woman, like a half, especially she could describe as almost naked, demonic looking woman. No wings to say, but she was more focused on the face, which is very feminine, but not good feminine.
No, it reminds me of in The Shining when he goes to that room and it's the woman in the bathtub, then she transforms into like an old scary
that thing.
Yeah, that's what this
she almost hit that with her car.
Yeah, too bad she didn't.
February 28th, a man outside of Jules in Woodstock, Illinois, reported an unusual being with wings and bright green eyes charging at him from the McHenry County Fairgrounds.
Oh yeah, screw. That's just a carny that's on crack.
It had wings though.
Well,
unusual being.
They got to dress up for their.
He hit it with a baseball bat and it ran away.
Did he really?
No.
I was gonna say
he got in his car and left.
Yeah, I would have too. Especially with just green eyes charging at you.
March 6th, a woman was awoken in the early morning hours by a sinister and monster-like growling outside of her window in Woodstock, Illinois. So, I'm going to say the word Woodstock about 8 more times in this year.
Okay.
It's weird that every year or every group of years seems to be the hot spots kind of move around.
Mm-hmm.
Rockford, Illinois, for example. I think that was our second episode. There was tons and tons and tons of them in Rockford.
Gotcha.
And then last episode, it was a couple of the parks in Chicago. Just tons and tons and tons of sightings around. These parks are locations. And for whatever reason, now it's Woodstock, Illinois, with tons and tons of sightings right in this little area. I don't know why. I have a couple thoughts we'll get to in the final episode, the next episode. But it's just weird that there's just these hot spots.
Right, yeah.
Or it makes more sense either way. So that was, yes, a sinister. Again, March 7th, a day later, in Woodstock, Illinois, a woman is driving, reportedly startled by an extremely tall being with fur and wings that ran in front of her car. So he
Okay.
describes this creature as being extremely tall, human-ish, covered in fur, though, with big, large wings. And it was running in front of her car.
And we kind of had a similar experience in the last episode as well.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
just like that.
April 12th, a ghost hunter named Craig reportedly collided with a miniature Mothman while driving his semi-truck near Wittersburg, Wisconsin.
Okay.
So he's a local ghost hunter. He's, kind of known in their community. He hit a Mothman with his semi-truck. So all these ones that are flying in front of the car, he actually got it.
Now, did fur or feathers go flying?
He stopped and looked, couldn't find the body. He assumed it took off.
Oh, okay. So it was like a low pan situation. Went right through him.
No, I think it bounced.
Oh, okay.
And he went and looked for the body, and it just got up and left.
Well, in the movie, he
Like a little indestructible creature, but still,
yeah,
you whack it hard enough, it's going to go flying.
I guess.
April 17th. A man reported seeing a large bird-like creature with a crest on its head and a long, spindly tail near Des Plaines River in Chicago.
Okay.
Pterosaur. This is like screaming pterosaur. Everything about this is like, the long, spindly tail, the crest on the back, the beak.
Yeah.
It's much more pterosaur-like. And there's a couple of them that pop up this year.
But what if it was a Mothman, in its breeding time and it was courting?
Yeah, there we go.
It grew the crest like the pelicans.
Like the pelicans. Summer of 19, a man reports a large, dark, man-sized bat bird thing flying behind his home in Franklin Park, Illinois. I don't know what bucket to put this one in because he doesn't do the best job describing it.
Man-sized batbird
Thing.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Put it in that bucket.
Yeah. Another one of summer of 19. A witness reports 2 separate sightings of something about 4 foot tall, brownish fur, with 2 legs and bat wings in Carroll Streams, Illinois. This is much more of the flying monkey thing, kind of, that we get, described, the more of the little gargoyle.
What if they're just the juveniles of the big ones?
Could be. There's all kinds of stuff. A man in Rosemont, Illinois, reports a large black animal flying over the Des Plaines River.
Okay.
Talked about Rosemont a lot. Final episode, we're going to talk about Rosemont a lot.
Ooh, okay. I know where that is.
And that was, did I say that was July 3rd? I don't know if I said the date.
Yeah, you were in the summer still.
Okay. July 5th, a witness reports a pterosaur while driving home from Wheaton, Illinois.
Okay.
Literally, he describes it as from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
He's like, I seen that thing. August 8, 2019, a pilot reports a large human with enormous wings and glowing red eyes perched upon the rails of the O'Hare International Airport.
Oh, here we go.
So this is a really famous one,
Okay.
to where he was literally walking to the terminal. He was the pilot. He's the guy flying the plane.
And he sees it on top of the airport?
And it's on the rails off to the side. And he looks, and there is the best description. It depends on who you listen to or whatever. A very Mothman-like entity just sitting there staring at him.
Yeah.
And then he went to get somebody and he came back and it was gone. He didn't share this for a while because most people don't know this. If pilots have to take any medication at all, they are, pretty much disbarred from flying.
Right.
Pilots have especially commercial pilots, have very strict regiments. So that's why we don't get UFO reports from a lot of pilots.
Right.
Because they will lose their job very fast.
Put in a loony bin.
September 17th, a man reports seeing a mythical harpy in Chicago's little village.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So this, do you know what a harpy is?
Yeah, they're the little like I think of them from God of War, the little harpies.
So they're woman birds,
Okay.
like the Lila Trusa from Mexican folklore.
Okay.
Or the, and I think it's the right one. I know there's Lila Trusa, because Lila Rona is the weeping woman. Lila Trusa, which is the bird, the witch, essentially. Not directly, but. So that's what he sees in the little village area, which from last episode, tons of sightings of these creatures.
Yeah.
But much more feminine features. And we've had a couple this episode of much more feminine features.
So sexual dimorphism.
You made me start singing the song. Another one in September. A woman reports, this one is the scariest one yet.
Oh boy.
Okay. A woman reports a toddler-sized entity. It is a bat creature but it is running like a small gorilla across Meadow Hill Road in Burlington, Illinois.
Okay.
So she describes this as a bat-ish creature, human mix, but running like a gorilla on its knuckles and hands.
And child-sized.
And it's toddler size.
Yeah. I mean,
for me, I don't know. Little creatures
that's
running
more
at you are more scary than big creatures.
really?
It's like the honey badger versus the lion.
Yeah, I guess, but if as long as you're wearing a pair of boots, you can just kick the thing.
Unless it's like, it's actually weighs 1,000,000 pounds.
Like a Nibbler's poop from Futurama.
There you go. October, same year, a woman reports an encounter with a 7-foot-tall humanoid entity with veiny bat-like wings in Pallison neighborhood of Chicago.
See, now if that's charging me or running by, I am not kicking it.
No, you can't because it's just
exactly.
not
Unless
gonna let you.
You better aim right for the crown jewels, or you're not kicking a 7-foot-tall beast. I mean, you can kick it, but it ain't gonna end well, I don't think.
October 5th, a rideshare driver reported a tall creature with bright red eyes and large wings near Chicago's O'Hare International Airport again.
Another one in the airport.
Yeah, and he's seen it flying around the signal blocking towers.
Maybe
Which, when we had to do the surveys kind of near the area, your GPSs do not work. And we didn't have like your basic car GPS. We had giant handheld models.
Right, because you had to be in precise points to start your surveys.
It did not work.
Yeah. Scramblers, blockers.
They're signal blockers, so you can't mess with the planes.
Was this thing like being disrupted by it? Is that why it was flying around the airport, or is it using it for cover? It's like, ooh, this is safe zone. I'm gonna
Maybe Jimmy Woo next episode will have some insight.
Ooh.
October 19th, a man reported a shrieking giant bat flying overhead as he was smoking a cigarette outside of a wedding reception in Rosemont, Illinois, near the airport. And that's basically what he describes, is a humongous bat making all kinds of noise flying overhead as he's trying to have a cigarette.
Just trying to enjoy my cig, man. Shut up, please.
Another one from late October, a woman, unusual sighting of a winged humanoid in Rosemont, Illinois, reported leading to strange dreams in an unnerving encounter with someone claiming to be a private investigator or a man in black.
Wow, okay.
So, screams traditional Mothman sightings.
Yeah.
She sees this creature. She has horrific nightmares of death and destruction. And then the men in black come.
So this is definitely Point Pleasant type stuff. Like
and
Mothman.
it has the encounter in Rosemont. So late October 19th. A woman and her husband reported an unknown flying human owl perched in the trees near their apartment in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. They'd seen this creature several times. This one to me could be a great horned owl.
Could be.
Yeah, just from the descriptions. I mean, not a lot of paranormal, and it's big. You know, great horned owls are big.
Big bird. Yeah.
If you're not used to seeing them, once again, if you live in the suburbs of Chicago, you don't see a lot of wildlife.
You don't see a lot of owls, that's for sure.
Let alone a great horned.
Right. Shoot, we live in the country, and I've
only seen a great horned owl one time in my life, and it absolutely scared me. It was on our old driveway.
Yeah.
It was the almost mile long driveway. And it was literally perched over the driveway. We came in and it looked like, I could see how a giant great horned owl would absolutely, I didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
I knew what owls were, but I didn't know what a great horned owl was.
Yeah.
Or how big they were. And this man is basically sitting in the tree as we pass under it in a car, and I'm freaking out.
Did it look like the owl from Zelda Ocarina of Time?
It just looked like a big owl.
Yeah.
Dad called the DNR the next day, and he came out, and he's like, yeah, it was a great horned owl. We found their pellets.
Ooh, good. Good evidence. Did you dissect it?
No.
No.
I probably would have, but October 30th, a witness reports a large winged humanoid while driving to their home in Park Ridge, Illinois. Very basic one. Large winged humanoid gliding around.
Yeah.
November 26th, a man reports a 7-foot-tall person with wings while standing outside of his cargo dock at O'Hare International Airport. So this guy's a truck driver picking up cargo to ship, and there's just a guy, a person with wings standing outside.
Yeah. So a lot around the airport this year.
And it keeps ramping up. Technically, they've all been around the airport.
Well, I guess so.
But now it's really focusing in on the airport.
Literally on the airport, yeah.
December 3rd, same year, a security person at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago reports a red-eyed flying man terrorizing their local area. So the security person said this season they kept having, like warnings go off or like cameras go off like not offline, but saying like motion.
Right.
And it was a big
Setting them off.
Basically, a person with red eyes flying low enough to where it activated motion sensors.
Dang.
December 6th, a man reported seeing. Oh, did I already read that one? No, it's a different one. A man, December 6th, because the other one's December 3rd. A man reported seeing a red-eyed winged humanoid while driving near the Chicago International Airport.
Probably the same guy, though, or same creature.
Yeah. So that's it for 19. We're going to move on to 20. And then after 20, we'll read our reviews, pick our winner, and then we'll finish them off.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sure.
Yeah, so
Hey, we're
2020.
Back. We're back. 2020.
Recorder stopped again.
That's weird.
We let you guys know all the secrets.
It's only done that a couple times.
We're probably the least production of any of the big podcasts.
Yeah. Too bad we didn't notice sooner. We kind of went into 2020 already, but now we get to do it again.
We're going to do it again, even better. All right, 2020. First one I got for you is, let me get there. February 21st. A security guard at O'Hare International Airport reports a very tall, solid black creature with glowing red eyes. You guys are going to hear it, and you've already heard a bunch. There's a ton of stuff. This is happening localized around O'Hare or Rosemont.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Next one I got for you is a woman reports a big black bird man in her backyard of her apartment building in West Eaglewood, Chicago. Her son later photographed a set of prints that she believed belonged to the creature, and
right.
They could be a dog. I don't know.
Right. Unless I've seen the photographs or, they cast them or something. I mean, it's hard telling.
It's just hard.
A print from, especially if it's an odd print.
It's just an odd
print.
print.
Unless they're in succession, like walking down like through the yard and like, all right, this is something weird. But
something weird.
Who knows?
All right, March 3rd. A Chicago paranormal investigator, Manuel, reported a strange flying creature with membranous wings near O'Hare International Airport.
Another O'Hare.
O'Hare. All I think of is the new Lorax movie.
What about it?
O'Hare canned air.
Oh, I don't know.
Because they killed all the trees, so the air was going to nothing.
Oh,
so they had to make canned oxygen.
Okay. Interesting.
It was O'Hare canned air. May 31st, airline pilot reported a large black humanoid creature flying above the O'Hare International Airport. So this was happening all the time to where they were seeing it in the clouds above. Chicago is very cloudy, very foggy, and very smoggy.
Yeah.
So there was all this. And this is the same year, I believe, that the UFO was seen over the airport, which shut down traffic. It was like a big black brick was barely seen in the clouds.
Wonder if it was like they were shining the light and like maybe it was a shadow?
No, they were picking it up on radar and stuff like that. On and off.
Shoot. Oh, okay.
And other organizations were picking it up. And O'Hare International Airport tried to keep it quiet. The only reason it got out is because I think the other small airport in Chicago also picked it up and absolutely panicked.
Yeah.
Because there's a big black square sitting above one of the biggest airports in the world, right?
So like something interdimensional phasing in and out of.
I personally always believed it was a government experiment.
Yeah.
And that's why they kind of shut it down really fast. Because it's like, oh, nobody's supposed to see this.
Right, yeah. It's becoming real.
Yeah. June 30th, two men reported seeing a huge owl with glowing red eyes that looked like it belonged to the devil himself near a parking lot at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. The devil himself.
Yeah, I don't like those experiences.
Early July 2020, man and his coworkers reported seeing a large person with wings flying overhead while unloading planes at Chicago International Airport. So another one, these guys are unloading the plane, they look up and there's just this guy flying over them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably when I'd quit.
It's like, or I just ask for, I need a raise.
Yeah, there's a flying man out there.
And you guys ain't taking care of it yet?
And I think Tim got.
Where'd Tim been?
We
Tim
found
quit.
his hat and his finger.
Yeah. No, he quit.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Quit life.
Exactly.
July, a man reported seeing a 6 foot to 7 foot tall, very big bat that was also very human-like in appearance while it was on his break at his job as an air traffic controller at Chicago's International Airport. And like we talked about when you guys weren't listening, that pterosaurs and bats of a large size would probably have a man kind of like appearance.
Yeah.
With a torso and the legs and everything and how they would have to stand. Just saying. Now to August. A man reported seeing a gargoyle with little tiny horns on its head in Ithaca, Illinois.
Sounds just like that one a few, two or three ago.
Yeah, much more to this little gargoyle man.
Yeah.
Another one in August. A witness claimed that they had five family members saw a wingless humanoid fly over Market Street in Waukegan, Illinois.
Okay, now this one's different.
Yeah, just a wingless guy just going.
So yeah, I think some man either built a slingshot and he missed his target.
It was that flat Earth Dave that blew himself up in the rocket, or who was that?
Oh my gosh, what happened?
One of the flat earthers killed themselves trying to build their own rocket to go up into space to prove it wasn't real.
Well, it definitely wasn't Dave. Because he's still
I'm just
doing
saying,
his stuff.
I'm just saying. That's the only one I could think of.
Oh my gosh.
So is this the first guy, like his first attempt was this catapult?
Yeah. It was This was his first one.
Family's driving and as the guy's flying.
He launched himself into Lake Michigan.
Into a side of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
In September 24th, a woman reports seeing a 7-foot-tall red-eyed creature after leaving her work as a United States Postal Service sorter at the facility at Chicago's International Airport around 11 p.m.
Okay.
So she's this giant red-eyed creature flying around looking at her.
Yeah, not creepy at all.
Yeah. October 8th, one report seeing a black humanoid figure with very tall wings and legs while driving with her and her daughter and her fiance in Cape Granadole, Missouri. Whatever that is.
Okay.
It's Missouri. October 26th, a woman and her mother reported seeing a winged demon with red eyes and very, very large wings in Sinclair Park in Illinois.
Okay.
October 31st, Halloween night, a group of young adults have claimed to have seen a red-eyed winged beast in the trees near Waukegan Skate Park in Waukegan, Illinois.
Just hanging out, watching skaters. He's getting some tips.
Picking on which one to eat.
Or that too. Or just maybe he's checking out which one has the coolest board.
To eat.
Oh.
November 26th, 2 women reported seeing a bulky person with absolutely huge wings while driving near Oregon, Wisconsin.
Yeah, this is just a cosplayer. No, Oregon, Wisconsin. Oh, yeah, that's where they held the, in November, you say?
Yeah.
That was the Paracon, Milwaukee, Wisconsin Paracon Mothman lookalike.
Can you imagine that's ever happened?
What?
To where it's like a Paracon or a Crypticon or something like that.
Someone's just drunkenly walking home from it?
Yeah, like in costume, and then
Yeah, full-on
it's
costume.
a cryptid sighting.
I bet you it's happened.
The other person's drunk and looks over, and there's just a chunky Mothman walking around.
Oh, my gosh. I'm calling the BFRO.
Why the BFRO?
I don't know.
All right. That's it for... Oh, sorry. Yes, that's it for 2020.
We still recording?
Yes, we're still recording. I had to look.
Okay, good.
So we're going to take our ad break, and then we'll come back, we'll read some reviews, and we'll finish up the stories.
All right.
Does that sound good to you?
That sounds great.
All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm. I love this song.
Good.
This puts me to sleep at night. I'm just like, yeah, this is good wind down music. It's like running the credits to my day. They're scrolling. It's just all the special guests that took part in my day.
Took part in your day.
Yeah.
All right, and we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed that lovely ad break. Did you enjoy it, Jay?
I love them all, I think.
All right. We have a lot of amazing... So we're going to do the Apple reviews today, and then next week we'll do the Spotify reviews.
Okay. You know, just real quick before we do
5-star
this,
reviews. We give out gift cards every once in a while for them.
before we jump into these, you know what I always do when our ads play? I hit that little like 15-second skip button, just rapid fire through it until it's back to us talking again.
I didn't say to do that.
I do it every time.
So remember, if you leave a 5-star review, we'll read it on the show.
Yeah.
And you may win a gift card.
On the Apple reviews, whatever.
The Spotify one's are a little harder to, because every episode you can leave a review. So
Yeah.
it's harder to track down everybody.
don't
I will
know.
try my best next week.
I don't know why Spotify doesn't have a feature where you can just review one podcast, like overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully, I think they'll get it. All right. So I'm going to read there's a bunch. We're going to read. You got to pick the winner.
Me?
Yeah.
Pressure's on me?
Yeah.
Let me bring in a clone to do this. I can't.
All right. Bring in a clone.
We don't have the funny sound effects for.
I do, but I don't want to dig to the soundboard.
All right.
Once again, the biggest low production podcast in the world, I think, is our new title.
Professional podcasters.
We are
for sure.
professional podcasters, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
the biggest low production. We're on top of all the charts with like no production budget.
No, not at all.
All right. First one is from Matrix Level 1000.
Oh.
The title is How Many J Clones Are There? And they say, I know Mr. Fungus has created thousands of clones, but I wonder how many J clones there are in the universe. How many times has Jay given out his DNA? And how much more before he is completely depleted and Mr. Fungus can't clone him anymore? Will the J Clone 777 be the savior that we all need in the end? There are so many questions I ponder inside my head alone, my bed at night, hoping it'll all end in perfect harmony.
Huh? What universe is he talking about?
That's a fun review.
No, I like that one. So far, it's winning.
So Jables S says, love this show. Meandering through cryptid mysteries with you guys keeps me awake at night during night shift and created a world of conversation for my 8, 11, and 6-year-old sons during the day. They especially love hearing all the mysterious animals of old and the folklore legends that are still being told today. You both bring a unique view of the topics discussing and crack me up for your down-to-earth personalities. Your other podcasts are also awesome as well. Thank you for all your hard work and pumping out the great content. Never stop.
Oh, well, that one's pretty heartwarming.
Mm-hmm. Queen B says, funny crew. Love the podcast. Justin and Jay do a really good job being informative and fun with each cryptic or cryptid topic selection. These guys are very interesting to listen to and make listening to the show very easy. Love the episodes. Love the enthusiasm, the jokes with all the members. Y'all fit together like bread and butter. Keep it up.
Man, they're all good so far.
All right, this one says, it's from JK Knight, 187. Dogman approved. One day while hunting in Michigan, I heard a dogman encounter about 30 feet up the tree stand. I was terrified, to say the least. I was frozen in fear and could not look away. As I was staring at him, I noticed something strange about him. It appeared he had something in his hand. The more I focus on it, the more I see it's a phone, and like he was listening to something. I'll be damned if it didn't just sit there beneath me in the tree. Cranked up the volume on his phone for the next 4 hours and sat there binging Cryptids the Corn podcast.
Typical dogman behavior.
Now every time a new episode comes out, I climb into my tree stand and I wait for him to come out. He loves all the episodes and the other dogman as well. He's become a huge fan of DW Conspiracy Shack as well.
We need to send this dogman a shirt.
I'll send this dogman a shirt. All right. So that's from, once again, JK Knight.
Oh, gosh.
Steve Dave says, my all-time favorite podcast. I've always been into the paranormal, and I heard Tony and the Confessionals talk about you guys on different podcasts called Cryptids the Corn and their fungal UFO theory. I had to check it out. That was about 2 months ago, and since then I've listened to dozens of hours of your episodes and make sure I meander my way through your catalog. The combination of Justin's scientific knowledge and the pragmatic approach with Jay's conspiracy theories and the goofier nature makes it such an enjoyable and fun listen. I love how Justin looks at everything through a fact-based lens to oppose that everything is a cryptid angle. And my knowledge of the natural and supernatural world alike has expanded extraordinarily thanks to your show. Plus, many of your theories are literally on the subjects that make it so much sense that you knock yourself out on the forehead slap of going, of course, moments, and that while listening. The community that has built up around you is also super welcoming and friendly. Whatever your cryptid interest is in a casual nature, or you're a diehard believer, this is the podcast for you.
Who was that by?
Steve Dave.
Steve Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Easy 2 first names.
U-Turn says, every episode is off the charts. The show is like no other, and you always want to hear more.
I like it. Short and sweet. Thank you.
LJ Sky says, one of the best podcasts ever. Truly excellent podcast for information for the masses. They keep improving and expanding their content. Thank you, gentlemen, for your hours and hours of entertainment.
You're very welcome, and thank you for the kind 5-star comment.
A Wright says, epic corn, come and get it.
Oh.
Cryptids of the Corn would get more than 5 stars if allowed. These guys are not only funny and sociable, but educated in their interests. They work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. Well, these guys work hard, and they're always kind, and something amazing happened. I found them. The Cryptids of the Corn group is an amazing family. These guys are something not many other podcasters do. The gift of gab. If you're looking for honest, educated material and some good laughs, look no further.
Oh, who's that again?
A right.
A Wright. Alex Wright, the wrestler.
K.R. Sween says, space is real. One, if not the best podcast out there right now. Can't get enough. Listen to all the episodes of Cryptids Corn, Freaky Fauna Friday, and recently started DW Conspiracy Shack, which made me laugh when I heard Daniel and Wilbur for the first time. Tell Wilbur space is real. How do I know? Trust me. Keep up the great work, guys. Kevin from South Carolina.
Well, Kevin, we'll let Daniel and Wilbur, once they get in studio here later today, we'll let them know about that one.
Beached Jacob says, great crew. A great podcast that I like to put on while I work. If something happens to or walk by while I'm playing it, they eventually start asking me what it is while I'm listening, and they will stick around for a minute or two and have a listen. Good.
I like it.
Share the cult.
Yeah, spread the cult. Yes, let it flow.
Okay. I think I'm going to have you read the next three.
The next three?
Start at this one and then work your way up. Only do the 5 stars.
Okay. This one is by Verdenhi.
Mm-hmm.
It's titled Clone Deaf. These guys get it. A well-crafted podcast around cryptids. But that is just the beginning. It's so much more. And the banter between both Justin and J-Clone, insert number here, is fantastic and draws you into the serious topics with a slice of life. Having a former biologist aboard gives the show validity beyond what any of these other shows are doing these days. Also, the best hidden gem of the whole show is the infamous Mr. Fungus, which is straight up some of the best storytelling I've ever heard, with intricate breakdowns of who the J-Clones are and how they were created. I can't get enough of this show and y'all. Hashtag J-Clone love for life. P.S. Tell Salma Hayek I'm coming for her spot.
Oh.
Wait.
I don't know what any of that's about.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Here, I'll read the next 2.
Why is that?
Because I want to.
But I already got it.
Okay.
I have the power now.
All right, go up.
And they're really short. Next one is little D with a little asterisk. I don't know if it's actually blurred out or...
I think it's blurred out.
Okay. It says, awesome show. It's 2019 miles.
2019 miles.
It's weird reading it that way.
Yeah.
It's 2019 miles between Ape Canyon and Eureka, Alaska. Oh, thank you.
Because that's from the Canadian Devil Monkey episode.
Yep. Because we were speculating. I was trying to ballpark it. And the next one is by Crazy Chuckles. ITF is the subject. I don't know.
Into the Fray.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Into
it says
the
it
Fray.
right here. Came over from Into the Fray pod when Justin was a guest on. Great podcast. One of the episodes happened not far from where I live.
Awesome. I wonder which episode.
That's awesome. Thank you everybody for
Thank
the
you,
5-star
everybody. We
reviews.
appreciate it. It does help us out dramatically. And if anybody if you are listening on either platform or any of the platforms, please leave a 5-star review.
Yes.
It does help us dramatically, and share the show with a friend.
It just tickles the algorithms in the right way, in all the right ways.
All right, you got to pick.
Man, well, there's so many good ones. I'm down to 3.
Or what's your 3?
The first one I read, that long one.
Okay.
And then the Steve Dave one, because the reason I like that one is because it kind of describes the show pretty well for other listeners to listen to.
Yeah.
So it's a very good,
Best
informative
description, I'll say.
review. And then I think maybe the very first one, because it was the first one you read that I liked just because it was really nice and it was funny. No, actually, I had a bunch of stuff I had no idea what they're talking about, so I don't know. Who's Mr. Fungus?
So you're going with the how many J-Clones are there one?
Yeah.
You're skipping Dogman, I guess. That would
No, that one was really funny too.
That would have been my favorite, but
that one was the most
pick.
creative. Yeah, I guess I got to throw that one in the hat too.
So I'll give a $10 gift card to the other 3, but you have to pick one to get the $25 gift card.
Oh my gosh. The one I was a bit confused of, they're stealing Selma's spot. So what's that mean?
I think they like you.
Or does that mean that they are stealing?
That's not even the one you picked for top 10
Yeah, it was.
or top 4.
That
You
was
got to pick one.
Steve Dave.
All right, Steve Dave.
Yeah.
I need you to screenshot your
If you're listening
basically-
right now.
your handle, and I'll email you your $25 gift card. And then who is the rest? So Steve Dave won. He gets a $25 gift card. Dogman approved. You need to screenshot your user handle with your review.
Pretty sure we know who that one is.
I know who that one is.
Okay.
I'll give you a $10 gift card, and then you wanted Matrix level 100. Screenshot, I'll give you a $10 gift card. And this is to the Patreon. This is to the shop on the website. Then who are your other two?
There's one more. It was the third one down from the top. Not the 1-star one.
Oh, Vertiday? Or how do you say it?
I
Clone Def.
I don't know how to say
Clone
it.
Def, screenshot, email, or whatever, and I will give you your $10 gift card to the shop. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. There's your winners.
There you go. All right, back to business. Back to the Mothman.
All right, 2021.
We're
April
in
15th.
2021.
A woman reported seeing a 7-foot to 8-foot tall black winged creature with glowing red eyes after leaving work at the O'Hare International Airport at approximately 9 p.m.
All right, so we've already heard this description about 800 times now.
Oh, and it's literally the next one is the same thing.
So
The next two are the same thing.
that has to lead to some sort of credibility for these sightings, that everyone is seeing the same exact
And a
thing.
lot of these are workers at the airport themselves. Like,
Right.
they're not like, it was weird because it's not a lot of passengers are reporting these things, but to my mind, it's not, it's the access to the place.
Right, yeah.
Where if you're a passenger on these flights, you're going into a runway, coming out of a runway. You're in a terminal pretty much the whole time. The only
Right.
time you're outside is going or coming from a car.
And if you're only one of the ones that are lucky enough to be in the actual window seat, and you're only in the plane on the runway for, it depends. I
And
mean,
the weird
20
thing with
minutes,
Chicago
25 minutes.
International Airport, there's most of the ground a passenger on a plane will never see.
Right?
The airport property is absolutely humongous.
It is pretty big.
And like 85% of it, a passenger will never see.
Right. Yep.
So that's why I think a lot of these workers are seeing it. So they're on the other percent of it.
They're the only ones out there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that one. April 21st, a man reported seeing a large humanoid owl while working as a shuttle bus driver at O'Hare International Airport.
Okay.
And he said that it was like halfway between an owl and a guy flying around.
Big owl.
May 8th, a woman reports seeing the sighting of a large black creature gliding over Roosevelt Road in Elmhurst, Illinois.
Okay.
July 22nd, a trio of witnesses reported a security response to the appearance of a red-eyed winged humanoid at Chicago International Airport. So this is a crazy one. These are guys this trio of people had seen this thing while they were getting ready to go on their flight.
Okay.
And they're like, man, that's weird. And then a bunch of security guards kind of rush the area. That's all they get to see.
Why would security rush it?
Either way, I mean, to be fair to the security, if there's something on camera that looks like a guy,
Yeah,
where there's
true.
not supposed to be a guy in an international
I guess
airport,
you would rush it, yeah.
you would go run out there and catch the guy. It doesn't have to be like for
Right,
the security
yeah.
guards don't have to know it's paranormal for them to
No,
freak
just
out.
seen someone out there where they're not supposed to be.
And I personally can tell you, the security on Chicago's International Airport is extreme.
Is it?
Yes,
It's like they're hiding something.
that or I mean, for literally for terrorist attacks and stuff like that. It is a humongous airport,
Right.
A huge shipping hub, and all kinds of stuff from different countries coming in constantly.
It's an international one.
Yeah, it's one of the bigger international ones.
Yeah.
Just saying, for the devil's advocate, there are reasons why you would be high security without there being strangeness,
Right, yeah.
because it's a big airport. It's, and Columbus doesn't have any crazy security.
No, because they don't have an underground facility, hiding and harboring probably crazy stuff.
August. A woman claims to have seen a black 7-foot tall winged humanoid with glowing yellow eyes while walking on the Wisconsin State Fair in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Glowing yellow eyes.
Yeah,
which
different.
We've talked about a couple times through these episodes. But it definitely goes red, then green, then yellow.
Yeah.
December 30th, 2021. A man claims to have seen 2 of his coworkers saw 3 black red-eyed winged creatures while working near the hangar of O'Hare International Airport.
Ooh, 3.
They seen a group of 3 of them, red eyes, black, and wings.
Now, we don't have too many accounts where they're in groups, so.
No, I think this is our first one, right? We had a couple with 2.
Yeah,
we had a couple with
couple
2,
two.
but forever first time with 3. All right, now moving on to 2022.
What do you call a group of multiple Mothmen?
It's like fish,
What?
just Mothman.
Oh, I meant like, how there's like a murder of crow, or
It would be either a swarm or a swaft.
a swaft? I like swaft. I'm gonna go with that.
There you go.
And now it's canon. Everyone has to say
It's
it from
canon.
moving forward.
March 5th, 2022. A woman claims that she and her friend encountered a creature with extremely bright red eyes and a big black body while parking at the construction site near.
O'Hare International Airport.
Yes. This is the same construction site from 2 years previous where a group of men had seen one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The construction parking site. Because,
Yeah.
they moved to parking.
Right.
She didn't park at a construction site.
Right,
I may
no.
have missaid that.
Parking for a construction site.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, they had to move to park. Yeah.
Right.
All right. April 9th. Several family members attending a park at Elk Grove, Illinois, claimed to saw a winged humanoid with glowing red eyes perched on the neighbor's roof.
Oh.
They are perched on roofs. They are perched on light posts. They are watching you.
Perched on top of building structures.
I'm always watching.
Oh gosh. Is that from Monsters
Monsters,
Inc?
Inc.,
Okay.
yeah. Phyllis, I think, right?
Wazowski.
I'm always watching. And she ended up being the big boss of like the FBI, their version of the FBI.
That's right. Yeah. Been a while.
April 20th, a man in River Grove, Illinois, claims to see a strange black winged creature flying near St. Joseph's Cemetery.
Okay.
This is literally a vampire.
Some of these I think are for sure.
April 28th, a truck driver claims to have encountered a giant red-eyed man bat while dropping off equipment at
O'Hare International Airport?
Bennsville, Illinois.
Oh, okay. Which is? I don't know.
It's in Bennsville.
I thought you were going to do some big
So that's
reveal.
April 28th. No, you're
set-
the one that's doing it.
And I was setting you up, though.
Oh, no, it's not me.
Oh, darn it.
Okay. May 17th. A father and daughter claim to have recorded 3 winged humanoids, another group of 3, while outside their home in Bennsville, Illinois. So about 2 weeks later, from the truck driver seeing one, this group of 3 shows up near their home. I can't find the recording. There's not a recording attached, but they say it.
I wonder if they all moved in like unison too, like the Mirror Men.
Ooh, that would be horrific
Yeah.
if these demons moved in unison.
I'm telling you, it could be a thing though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say it's not, just for my own sanity.
Yeah, well, when you see 3 winged, red-eyed, glowing,
I won't.
7 foot tall, straight jet black creatures perched on your roof, and then they all take off at the same time.
You know what would happen if I accidentally looked up and seen that? I would just walk inside and act like I see nothing.
Just you grab a bottle of moonshine.
I
You'd sit on the
drink the
couch.
memory away.
Yes.
June 20th, a woman and her mother claim to have an encounter with both a massive black winged humanoid and a glowing UFO in the same night in Rockford, Illinois.
Ooh. So we don't have too many UFO.
And this is much more of an orb, a hard orb UFO.
Yeah.
And a Mothman. She's seen the Mothman first and then the UFO.
Interesting.
That ties it back to Point Pleasant.
Right, yeah.
They were often seen in congruency.
Oh, there were so many UFO sightings in Point Pleasant. It's
Yeah.
kind of odd that there's not much in Chicago.
Just besides the one that caused like mass hysteria.
Well, there's that one, yeah, but
We're wrapping it down here. So, in October 25th of 2022, a father and daughter claimed to have an encounter with a thin, black, winged figure with eyes that were glowing bright red in the Little Village neighborhood of Chicago. This is another one of these tall, thin, lanky ones with the dark red eyes. This is kind of the one. If I had to point at one of these creatures to say that's 85% of the Chicago Mothman sightings,
it's
this thing.
tall,
This
slender,
tall man
with the red eyes.
wings.
Yeah. The demon.
The demon. December 29th, 2022. A man claiming to be a firefighter reportedly sees a red-eyed, winged Batman creature at...
O'Hare International Airport. Okay, got that one.
Yeah. So he was supposed to be a firefighter that was going there to either... I think he was there to check stuff out, like, do fire safety stuff, and sees this thing hanging out in the back lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we're in the final year, February 2023.
All right, current
Last
times. Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's still 23 when we're recording this.
It's January 1st, though, when this comes out. No, it's not. It's January 3rd. It's still last year.
February 5th, a witness reports a group of sightings of a large man with wings that were wider than their car in Chicago's Little Village. So far, I would say if you're really wanting to see the Chicago Mothman, either stand outside of O'Hare
Yeah.
or go to Little Village.
Okay. It's the two hot spots.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 100%. And then August 15th, this is my last one. He hasn't updated it. I think he's still obviously getting reports,
Yeah.
but he just hasn't updated it as of now.
Gotcha.
And that's Lon. We're talking about Strickler. August 15th, 2023, a woman says she saw a dark humanoid being flying overhead at the public storage of the Green Bay Road in Evanston, Illinois.
So this is, and that's August. What, 6 months ago? No, it's not even.
Is August really 6 months ago?
No, 4 months ago. Sorry. 4 months ago, roughly. Roughly 4 months ago. September, October, November, December. 4.5. Let's just go there. 5 tops, depending on the day in August. But dang, that's not that long ago.
No. And like I said, he's still taking them. I just seen him do his live stream for new ones here relatively recently.
Dang. So
I just looked just to make sure the website hasn't updated
okay.
the list.
Well,
so next
Christmas
week
holidays.
when we come back, we'll talk about all of the tie-ins with the airport. Well, I mean, we'll do a little bit of the airport right now, but with the mob, the fires, the signal blockers, maybe even a dumb or two, the Roman architecture, this crazy technology. Is it really Batman? Is Batman out there? As in like Bruce Wayne type character with just high technology.
A billionaire vigilante.
And maybe even our old nemesis, Fermi Labs, makes an appearance.
No way.
That's all next week on Cryptids of the Corn. But before we leave, let's talk about it's just odd. It just seems throughout the years, depending on what year or group of years we're talking about, hotspots. Just
Flaps.
These flaps. But it's all the flap never stopped as a whole.
Oh, okay.
You know what like? There's always sightings of Mothman in Chicago since 1957. It seems. So
Big flap.
but there would be these direct areas.
Right, yeah. Like hyper-focused areas.
Hyper-focused. I mean, from Rockford to the Little Village to O'Hare itself. Mm-hmm. Which, have you ever been around O'Hare?
I've been to O'Hare twice.
You flew in O'Hare or flew out of O'Hare? Or?
Yeah, both. You know, it's connecting flight area.
So it's just weird. Like the north side of O'Hare is like there's nothing as far as Chicago.
Yeah.
And there's Rosemont, which has the big Rose Water Tower,
Right.
which is a higher end neighborhood. It's just weird.
Odd area.
But O'Hare has tons and tons of like dead land, as in just nothing on it. It's just behind fences, which a lot of airports have for. I know O'Hare has a lot of it for like a septic system.
Okay.
Because they have so much international garbage coming in, they want to make sure it's all dead.
Ugh.
I can tell you from personal experience, it's
not.
not.
Yes. Vietnamese lungworms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if anybody didn't know, I got Vietnamese lungworms from a river in Chicago and almost died.
Right in 2020, right?
That was in my second to last year at MBI. So no, that'd have been 21.
Or 2021.
Because it was, it may have been, no, it was 2020. Because it was the height of COVID. Because that's where they kept telling me I had COVID.
Right.
And to go home. And
You'll get better.
And you'll get better. And I almost died until an infectious disease doctor finally I got to see one. And he's like, oh, no, you're dying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I got that. I can't walk 6 steps without falling over.
You mean a real doctor with moral and thought behind it that's just not accepting a paycheck? Rare.
Dr. Rockstar Pony.
That was his name?
Kinda. He was an Indian guy, and he worked with my father, and that was his nickname.
Oh, okay.
Because his name, his actual name kind of sounded like Rockstar Pony.
And it's just hard to pronounce in general.
And he hated it.
Yeah.
He hated it in a fun way. Like, it didn't absolutely, like, despise us for calling him Rockstar
Right,
Pony.
but no, I get it. That's
But
not
he's
really the nickname you want. No one wants to be called Pony.
But Rockstar.
And that's cool, yeah, but when it's juxtaposed next to Pony, it's like...
No, so what are your thoughts so far? We got all the sightings.
There we go.
Hundreds of sightings.
Literally. Yeah. Hundreds.
Once again, thank you, Singular Fortean.
Yes.
For putting that all together for us so nicely.
Oh, yeah. That's quite an extensive catalog of accounts and stuff, but I don't know. I think just boil it down, making it as short as possible, or long story short, a lot of accounts that are similar and a lot that are just different, but a lot of them all fall into either one category or another, a certain slot. So but on the whole, there is a phenomena going on with these creatures since what we say the 50s to present day where it's really ramped up, you could say even more so. Whether that's just people paying attention more or just, which I don't think it's really that, because we're distracted more than we ever have been before in general. But it's just kind of nuts that there's a lot of accounts. I'm shocked it's not. Well, I'm shocked that at the same time I'm not shocked that it's not more like national news like this is going on. But I'm also not shocked by the way our state-run media is.
I mean, yeah, in 2020 though, a lot started happening.
Right. A lot of other things that
Chicago, because I was there for the big the COVID and the riots in Chicago and stuff like that. I was there working the whole time. And it sucked.
I bet.
Chicago, because we went there before all that, so I got a couple years in before Chicago went to worse. And I've never been to a city more that has such a hard line between dirt poor and super rich.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's no medium.
Nope, not at all.
And there is, but there's not
it's few and far between.
Yeah,
But by design.
It is by 100%. People in poverty in Chicago are kept in poverty on purpose.
And they make it almost impossible to get out of it.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I never had one problem in the hood working. Besides the one but that was one guy's fault because he kept telling we were cops. He kept telling these drug dealers we were cops watching them.
Yeah, not smart.
But almost every other time, we had extremely expensive gear, nice trucks going up into these hoods and having to do fish surveys there. And almost every time anybody come out, sometimes they'd be a little aggressive towards you until they told me, no, we're here to do a water survey to help get you guys better water quality. And after that, we got left alone. Everybody was excited that somebody cared enough to come try to check. These are their kids drinking water.
Yeah.
Literally, I can't say that. Still on NDAs.
Yeah.
But some of these waters were so contaminated with materials that were literally causing fish not to have certain organs.
Jeez.
That will do the same thing to humans. And kids were they was swimming in this river.
Have they turned the fish gay?
I wish that would be the least of these fish worries. The one I told you about the pike, it's hanging up on the office wall that literally had its intestines feet behind it.
Right.
Because the acid in the water was so strong.
It's insane.
And then softball-sized tumors hanging off of fish's heads and stuff like that.
And that's nuts.
The craziest thing, and this may not seem, we found a tumor on a silver side, which may not sound like a big thing, but they live a year.
Oh, gosh.
So for them to get a tumor is insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
Because you see tumors develop mostly in long-lived organisms.
Right,
Short-lived organisms don't care about radiation. They don't care because they don't live that long.
No, they get through it, or they just,
you're going to complete your life cycle before
and then
it affects
they're dead.
you.
Yeah, before it,
So seeing these littler fish with
tumors
signs
on them?
of
That's scary.
poisonings and stuff.
It's literally The Simpsons when they're going through that, where the nuclear waste just dumps all their stuff right into the river and the ponds.
Yeah. I didn't say nuclear. It wasn't.
Well, no, but it's similar.
Yeah.
They're dumping it right in.
Yeah. So Chicago is a bad place, but it's also not. There's also areas of so much cultural diversity and such amazing.
Yeah, that's the good part.
Like I said, there were some areas of Chicago I absolutely loved. I told you about the one. I know we're at the end of this episode, and I'm just telling stories now.
That's all right.
But the one we went to that Hood restaurant. I know I've told you the story.
Hood restaurant.
Literally, because we had an off day, and I'm like, we really want to find. That was a goal to find really good food that wasn't talked about.
Yeah.
And we go to this restaurant, and no sign on the door, nothing. We walked past it probably 4 or 5 times, and there's just nothing there. And we go inside, and there's tables like a restaurant, but it's decorated like it's somebody's house.
Yeah.
And it looks like a house with just a couple extra tables than normal. So we kind of sit down, and we're in there for probably 20 minutes, and we can hear people in the back.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of waiting for somebody to yell, and it stinks of marijuana. But I think it was legal there at the time.
Okay.
It reeks of marijuana in here. And finally, this big black guy that was sitting on a milk crate looks out and sees us, these 3 white guys. I guarantee we're the only white people in this entire neighborhood.
Yeah.
Sees us, disappears. And I'm like, okay, we're not where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Comes out happy as can be, gave us some menus. I was talking about, he's like, so sorry, guys. He's like, we opened, but normally people don't come in for dinner for like another hour. So we're just out there, we're just back there hanging out. Oh no, the wings were amazing. He smokes his own wings every day.
Nice.
It was some of the best food. We ate there several times.
Nice.
I can't remember the name of the restaurant because it didn't really have a name.
Yeah.
But it was like one of these community things.
It was Jones Barbecue Foot Massage.
No, I mean, he kind of looked like the guy.
Yeah.
No, but super nice. And there are pieces of Chicago I miss, but there are also not. Like, there was areas like Bolingbrook and stuff like that where you take gunshots every night.
Oh, yeah. There's some places I'm sure you do not miss at all.
No. And Chicago had a lot of roaches everywhere. And I remember telling you about the muskrat, right?
Maybe.
We were in a parking lot and this giant muskrat. And I used to trap muskrats as a kid. So I went over to look at it. It wasn't a muskrat. It was a rat.
Oh, gosh.
Anybody doesn't know at home, a muskrat is an aquatic rodent here in the U.S., and they get large.
Yeah.
Like 5 pounds is a really, really big one, I'm going to say. So I seen this very large muskrat. It was a normal rat.
That's so gross.
Yeah, and it charged it at me.
Yeah, they're aggressive.
They're mean.
Yeah.
So that's been the Chicago Mothman sightings. We'll come back next week with the ties in of what may have caused this stuff or what's happening. Why is 2017 a really special year for the
hot
Mothman?
year?
And 18 also had a lot of sightings, but nothing compared to 17.
17's in a class of its own.
Anything to say before we go?
Oh, I'm ready for next week.
I have been the great and powerful Mystery.
And I've been Jake Clone 98.
We'll catch you next week with more exciting Mothman stuff.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Cryptids of the Corn podcast.
Please share with a friend you think would like us. It's the best way to help our show grow.
Leave a comment, rate us, a 5-star review, and remember, there is always extra content on Patreon/CryptidsOfTheCorn.com.
And don't forget, stay magical.